Well, today we're gonna go by some of my old stomping grounds. Started with my high school, Los Gatos High School. That's where I used to ride street, and believe it or not, I did ride street. I used to be able to bunny hop about 3 feet, you know? Had some hop on me. Yeah.
You guys put this on YouTube?
It'll probably be on YouTube, yeah.
What would you guys title it?
What would be the Ryan Nyquist Alli Show, right? Hey, what's up? I'm Ryan Nyquist, and I'm a professional BMXer. No! That's all I got. That's all I needed back in the day to impress the chicks. Well, bikes entered my life at a pretty early age. Learned how to ride when I was 3. It was in my life pretty early on, and it never really left. You know, even through the years, just trends came and left, and you know, skateboarding became big for me in middle school, and it was just like a lot of the guys I rode BMX with kind of switched over, and I stuck with it. You know, started jumping curbs and would find little hits here and there, on certain routes, the neighborhood, and it wasn't really until I think 11, I found a place that had dirt jumps, you know, and it was kind of blew me away. It was Calabazas. Good old Calabazas, man. This place has been around for a long, long time. I mean, things have changed. The city's now involved and made it official park and put up fence, and they have guys maintaining it and stuff. So it's the fact that it's here and it's amazing and kids have access to this. This is the norm for a lot of kids growing up around here now. They have dirt jumps that are maintained all the time. You know, there was a picnic bench up there where everybody hung out. You put your bags, and I mean, it was just there was so many sessions that went down here, and so many talented dudes came out of here too. Just Joey Garcia, he's X Games gold medalist. This guy Cam Birdwell, local legend. It was just truly a spot where people came, and when they're passing through on tours, people would bring him here, and it's pretty rad, man. This place has got some serious roots in BMX.
Getting interviewed, doing photo shoots. The sky was the limit. That's why I reminisce and think about the past, cause today it's all stress. I heard life gets better with age, but the older I am, the smaller the cage. Feeling trapped and I wanna get loose and free and go back to the way that it used to be. Hey!
That was the first ever dirt jump I flipped. I remember learning them, foam pit, box jump, and then coming back here and being oh, I want to flip this, and that was the first one. It was total different feeling, because I was used to 360 and going straight, but in the backflip you have that moment you're blind, everything's real scary, and I just remember doing that. That was fun. Can't relive that. That was rad. I'm genuinely pumped right now. This is awesome.
My heart is definitely with dirt, and I think it's because of this place, because this is what I grew up knowing. I grew up riding here all day, all weekend, you know, basically showing up without any food. I'd roll up with a 2-liter bottle of soda, and just that was it. That's all I needed, you know. It was just something to wet the whistle and keep me going, and this is definitely in my blood. I mean, there's probably still literally Calabazas dirt in my blood. So. Once I learned what the pros were doing and stuff, I was really trying to push myself to that level, and it got to a certain point where I started realizing, I was whoa, I'm kind of right there-ish, but doing some tricks, and I was holding these pros at such a high level. You know, you would see video parts and magazine shoots and stuff, and I thought that's how they rode every second of every day. That's kind of what I set myself up for, is if you want to be like these guys, you have to ride like that. And so I was just working on being dialed, having all my tricks perfect every single time, no questions asked. And it wasn't until I went to a competition, I was oh, I mean, they ride amazing, but it's not the video part. I didn't realize the video part was they spent months filming this, you know? I thought that was they went out in an afternoon and filmed the video part. If you were to somehow rewind, you know, and go back to the teenage me, you know, where it's would you ever consider having a family and all this stuff? And I probably would have said, yeah, you know, for sure, but I don't know when. I probably would have been oh yeah, 30, you know, somewhere in between there, because I felt BMX was such a huge focus during that time to me. You know, now that I have a family and stuff, it's I wouldn't change it for the world, you know. It makes you appreciate things so much more. It makes you see things in a different light. And you work towards different goals, you know. It's not just me working towards winning a contest now. It's you know, I got 2 kids and a wife that I want to take care of, and I want to provide for as best I can. So that means that I have to ride harder and you know, go out there and really push it, then so be it, you know. I think people will probably look at this and be oh, you lost it, you know, it's for the love. I still love what I do, but I just have responsibilities too that I got to keep up with. So I'm fortunate to be able to do what I love for a living and get paid for it, but I don't take that for granted, and I know that that's what pays the bills and is going to get my kids through college and, you know, pay for this house and the roof overhead and the bills and just keep things going. So we're gonna have a little session. It's kind of a unique little setup. When we were looking at this house to buy it, obviously the garage is a big part to me, you know, making sure that it's like a nice size so you can fit like a lot of junk. It's like really crazy right now. But the coolest part about it was there's a door all the way in the back. There was like a little chunk of land back here, so I decided I was gonna even it out and put a retaining wall in and build a deck and basically put in like a little jump. So it's alive! And basically just pumps up, and then it's like you got your little soft landing, jump, and you can work on stuff back here.
Don't leave me now. Oh hey, it's the time between day and night. There's a satellite moving faster. Don't let the fate.
We're here in Tehachapi, California, Woodward West, and right now we're going to go to the MegaRamp. I rode it like years ago at Point X Camp, and I never really gave it the time or respect it deserved to like ride it full on. But I always thought, like in the back of my head, like, you know, I think I could ride this thing. This is kind of right up my alley. It's a big jump and then a quarter pipe, and I can ride both those things pretty well. So I was like, well, okay, why wouldn't I do this? There she is. It's always one of those things too, like when I'm not here, I have all these crazy thoughts of how I'm just gonna session this thing, and I'm gonna throw this, and I'm just gonna do that, and then you get here and like, just get a little more nervous, a little more tense, and half of those ideas that you thought were gonna be possible just instantly go away the second you pull up to this. I went to Woodward West because they have one there, and basically just decided I was gonna just start riding it, you know, like maybe try to put an edit together, but just like, you know, figure it out. It can't be that hard, and it's just a 50-foot jump into a quarter pipe, right? Like, it's just a scaled up version of what I do most days anyways.
My first official ride, top of the Mega. So, whoa! This is where like things get scary because there's nobody here who has like experience riding a BMX bike on this thing to like tell me where to start or what to do. So like, I don't know, a little nerve-wracking, like just basically sending it, and then there's always a nice little gust that could happen.
The speed that you feel, like, I mean, it's everything changes, like from the noise that you hear, like when you're riding, like, I mean, you're going probably over double the speed you normally go to hit something big. So you're feeling that wind, you're feeling, like you're hearing the air, and it's a totally different feeling. So everything is just like on high alert. Your nerves, your senses, everything's just like going like nonstop. You just have to respect it. You know, I learned that the hard way. Went out there and was riding, like basically having a good time, like everything was working out good, and you know, I'd flipped it, was, you know, starting to get used to the quarter, and I was like, all right, well, let's get some 360s on the jump, and I had this whole plan. I was gonna do 3 in a row, you know, and then once I got the 360s, I was already looking forward. The next thing I was gonna try to 540 the quarter and just start doing stuff, and it was all going pretty smooth, and I pulled the first 360, and then went up to do it again, and it was, I don't know, I just went too fast. It was something where you just had to hit brakes a certain amount of time, and I must have hit it just a fraction of a second, like not enough. So I over-rotated, jumped out.
I think I'm good.
Going really fast, so like my shoe blew off. I was sliding for, I mean, probably not even a second, but like just got these burns all over my foot and ankle, and you know, melted through my gloves. And it was just like, at that moment, I was kind of like, all right, you know, maybe this isn't for me. You have to have respect for it, and you have to do things the right way, and take it slow. And I just thought I was gonna be able to jump on it, but you know, that was a lesson that I learned definitely in the hard way.